Normally when you prune, you want to prune close, but see how you leave a stub on here? See that stub where it sticks out? That's what you want to leave. You can also prune off the thorns if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. My scissors are getting a little dull and I need to get some new ones. I hate the thorns myself. But when you prune this, normally you would try to prune close here, okay? But because this tree's, it dies back is what it's called, you can prune out here.
Okay.
And then this will die back. And then once it dies back, then you can cut it off. But you gotta wait for it to turn brown. So you gotta cut it twice. Whereas everybody else in the world, you cut one time and you're done. See, that's about all the pruning I'm gonna do to him. I'll let this grow out a little bit because I'd like, when you leave it grow out, it's gonna get thicker. See how thick that is? If I let this guy grow for a while, he'll get as thick as that one is. Then I'll cut him back.
Okay.
Does this need anything? Any attention?
I wouldn't do much of anything. I probably, this, like I said, I just did these not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could.
So these get thorns on them?
Yeah.
Can you cut them off?
Yeah, that's what I was cutting with. They're kind of hard, so they're not easy with this. But see that thorn? A lot of people complain about them. All you got to do is snip the thorn off. Those are thorns right there. See how I left the stub though last time I pruned him? He's not even brown yet, so I'm gonna say this guy got pruned maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. But I just cut those thorns off. You can use the nail clippers to cut off thorns if you want. They're pretty easy. Personally, I could almost see taking this off of here. Would give it a little bit nicer shape if you like that. And if you want, I mean, if you want to make it look more like that, you could easily stand him up as young as he is.
Just get some wire, you're saying?
Use a chopstick.
Really?
Yes. I'll go ahead and cut these thorns off for you, though.
Thank you.
And the other thing I want to do is give him a bath. He does have a spider living in there somewhere, and we'll try to get rid of him. And I'll show you how to give him a bath. You never let it freeze, but you do give them, I give them baths all the time. To me, that's the best way to keep any insects under control.
Okay.
Because you're keeping this inside.
Yeah.
If there's any bugs, the bugs have no problem building their house.
Okay.
When they're outside in the rain, every time the rain comes and the storm comes, it beats them up a little bit. But when you bring it inside, there's no outdoor rain to help keep the bugs down.
Yeah.
Some plants we have problems with bugs, like we grow a bay tree for cooking with, and they get a scale. Well, that's when they're in the greenhouse. As soon as I move them outside in the spring, the scale's not a problem, and they're good all year. As soon as I put them back in the greenhouse, the scale goes hog wild. So do you want to cut that off?
What do you want,
here?
maybe?
That would be taking that off, or do you want to leave that on? You could leave it on and go.
I'll leave it on.
Okay. I'll leave you with all that. I don't know if you want these rocks. They're
fine. I like them.
they were put in here for when we first transplant these. We bare root them. We take all the soil off because we're putting in this bonsai soil.
Yeah.
And the rocks just hold the tree up so it doesn't fall over.
So you're saying we can leave it in that pot for a little while?
Yeah, you can leave it in here. You could also spread these out. It's up to you. I like up potting. A lot of bonsai people would tell you I'm crazy, but I've been doing horticultural part of it for 50 plus years. So.
Right. How long should I leave it in there before
I wouldn't leave it in for another year or two.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just looking at that one, it's starting to get root bound, and I could repot all these, but I don't. I've got so many others to do. I don't know if I'll get to these, or because this is like the end of the season for potting, and they'll keep fine once they go dormant, which, like I say, they are because of the day length. And if you're keeping your lights, they'll keep growing. Okay. Native habitat, they grow year round. Up here, they go dormant in the wintertime on me. Okay. You come back and look at this thing at Christmas, and it's going to be the ugliest bear, basically. Right. 2 weeks ago, though. You can't hardly tell. I cut that thing so hard, it hardly had any leaves on it. Almost all those leaves are new.
Wow.
So pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
The soil.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm wrapping this. I just want to take these out. That way anything you wash off the tree doesn't fall into the pot.
Yeah.
Because if you're washing a spider off and falls in the pot, they'll hide in that gravel, and then next week he'll be right back up there. Hopefully he didn't already run down to the gravel, because they do that. So hopefully you're not too squeamish with spiders, all right?
No.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yep. All these guys are different. For most of these, I use a cone. Remember here, you got to put your hand in the water so you can feel how hard the water spray is. Not terribly hard, right?
Yeah.
You can use your sprayer in your kitchen sink. You got a vegetable sprayer, you can use that too, and then you turn it up full blast.
Okay.
Because you want it hard enough to knock the bugs off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you're doing. And that's the shower.
Wow.
Oh.
And you spin him around, because if they're hiding, you try to get the stem a little bit pretty well. That's where they hide. The bugs usually hide in here.
Yeah.
So that's what you're after. Once you've had it, if you get anything,